And there's Mark. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I am fantastic. How y'all doing tonight?
We're doing great. And I gotta say, before you even mention it, um, we've been hosting our bridal show at Samuel's in November for the last couple of years, and this last one was amazing because all the beautiful things you guys have been doing there are just so wonderful to see. So I just had to throw that out there just in case you didn't. Um, so tell us what else is going on at Samuel's besides the wonderful updates that you're doing within the ambiance of Samuel's.
Sure. Yeah. So thanks for noticing. First of all, yeah, a lot of our couples that come in now, their parents were married here and they don't recognize it. We had a complete transformation over the past 12 to 18 months, and it is pretty spectacular. Um, what's going on here? The same thing is going on with everybody else that's been out there talking, and it's sitting back being the last one to speak is kind of cool because hearing everybody else talking, all the great ideas, and how they all pull together to help our brides make this date change that they have to. And even if they don't have to make a date change, just how to stay relaxed and move forward so their wedding day is going to be spectacular. And what I like talking about, or what I'm going to talk about, is our budgets. And it's, I think, moving forward, all these brides for 2020 that have to move their date, it's unlikely, or they're going to be fortunate, that is, if they get to keep everything exactly the same. If they need to move their date and they get all the same vendors and the same guest list and everything the same, I think that'll be a rarity. They're going to have to make some changes. And
Yeah, I
with
think
those,
you're right because
yeah,
that's something that, kind of changes the whole expectation, and to throw that out there. I'm glad that you mentioned that, and I apologize for interrupting, but it's really important for people to know that, the expectation of making it exactly what it was probably won't happen. So there's got to be some flexibility at their end as well to, kind of shift with everything else.
exactly. And that's I hear a common thread through everybody talking. Cherie from the Galleria laid it out pretty well how to make the date change. It's pretty straightforward, but it still needs to be done, and you need somebody to help you with that. And I hear about communication, flexibility, education, all stuff that maybe we take for granted, and that we work with our brides, and they don't even know that we're doing it. But that budget it's going to get impacted because of C-19. It could be because they lost their job. It could be because one of them is part-time now instead of full-time. It could be because their parents or other people that are helping them. Most of our couples get assistance from family members, and maybe their financial situation is different. They need to think about their guests. Their guests' financial situations are different. So they've got all these out-of-town guests, and some of them have lost their jobs, or some of them are laid off, or whatever. And now maybe those numbers are going to go down. On the other hand, the local guests, when we get to actually start having parties and we're able to have near capacity, I think the numbers are going to shoot right up because people are chomping at the bit to get out and have a good time. And that's an awesome thing. But that affects their budget. And I think the most important thing is here that as these budgets get flexed up, flexed down, or whatever, they need to talk to their vendors. Samuel's Grand Manor, the venue being a big part of the budget here, they need to talk to us and be honest, straightforward, and let us know what the situation is. And this is what we do for a living, is make things happen. And not just us, but the photographers, the cakes, and everybody else. They need to communicate with us what's going on so that we can help them still achieve that wedding that they dreamt of. And if that means that because of when their wedding date is, it's going to be closer to when we finally get released, and maybe their numbers are down and it has a conflict with the contract that we have, you got to have faith and confidence in the vendors that you've chosen, that they're going to work in your behalf to make sure it's still a great day. And you mentioned it before, it may not be the same day they had, it may not be the same vision they had, but it's still going to be fantastic. It's just going to be different. And I think this all kind of comes back to 3 points in this, the budget and everything else, is have a plan, be flexible with that plan, and then implement that plan. And if they do those 3 things, and each one's more involved and not that simple, but if they do those 3 things, I think they'll find that their wedding day, regardless of when it is still going to meet all the expectations and dreams, and they'll be able to look back on it with great memories.
Yeah, and I think that's you make me think of it just being a matter of trust. Trust the people that are experts at this, that have the experience to really make it happen, especially when it comes to your budget. We haven't really talked about that a lot, but when it comes to the money, and like you said, the reception's a big part of that budget. Trust the people who have been doing this for so long. Let them lean on you a little bit to help you guide them, right?
Absolutely. And I know, Theo, we've talked about this, and I think we talked about it just before we even started, is that trust and confidence.
Yeah.
And when you're hiring vendors that are sincere about that, that you can trust them to do what's right for you, that you have confidence in their abilities, and you like them, then when things happen, they're at a whole different less level of stress when
Yeah.
something like this happens. Our couples, to me, it's absolutely incredible that every bride that I've talked to, and I've already had to move a lot.
I could only imagine how many you've had to juggle.
Every single one has been incredibly gracious,
Oh,
and incredibly understanding.
nice.
And they just know this is the way it is, but they have trust in us. They have trust in us that we're still going to work on their behalf.
Nice.
Yeah, we do this for a living. This is our profession. This is how we put food on our table and put our kids through college. But and Mike mentioned this before, we're super passionate about weddings. I'm married. I got 2 daughters. I take this very serious, and I think everybody else out there does as well. And when you portray that to your clients, to your brides and your grooms with the utmost sincerity, they get it. And they know that you're doing everything you can to make their wedding day fantastic. And I'm very passionate about it, and I think everybody else out there is too, and it just makes a great day for them.
Well, and I think that, like I said earlier with Michelle's, the authenticity comes through and people realize and see that. And I think, it's just a matter of having a little bit of faith, definitely having trust in the people that have done this for a long time, to know that they have, like you said, their best interest at stake, and they're going to really take care of you. That's awesome.
Yep.
Thank you. So Mark, how do people get in touch with you to learn more about Samuels?
Sure. The phone number is 634-8425, area code 716, of course. And then right to our website, Samuels Grand Manor, that's Grand with an E, and there's a contact link on there. Once I get in contact with everybody, our hours are a little bit limited. So once I get in contact and have at least one phone conversation, I'll give them my personal cell number that I'm available 24/7 to them. I don't get back to them right away, but usually within 10, 12 hours, I can get back to them. So
that's awesome.
To get in touch with us. And whether you're booked here and moving, whether you're looking for 2021, and just reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again for all that you're doing to work extra hours behind the scenes.